Everyone, it's Thursday night. You know what that means. It's time for AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Hello, everyone. I am Mad Matt Carter. Good to have you along for the ride this week. I am seeing a lot of people joining our waiting room, and so I'm going to let them all in. Looks like we're going to have Kevin Stryker joining us. Joey Nuggs is joining us. Somebody named, we got somebody else joining us here, but we are glad to have you along Thursday night. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Hey, it's another one of those super Thursday night ringside.
Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, it's and we've got a lot to talk about as we move to this weekend. AIWF presents in Mount Airy this Saturday night, Breaking Christmas Balls, which is a very unique name for a show. Season's beatings will be coming up on January 1st this year, New Year's Day. So we hope you join us for that, but we hope you join us this Saturday night as well. And right now, I think we need to get into the announcements because we do have quite a few of them. If I can find them here, I'm working off one monitor. Just bear with me. Got it here somewhere. Oh man, where'd my PowerPoint go? All right, hang on. You guys fill a little time for me, please.
Yeah, we're filling up time here. I can't wait till this weekend. It's going to be a great event in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Man, I get into town early this time. Earlier bell time, 5 o'clock. Since the winter months here, it's getting a little colder out there for the fans. Want to make sure we try to get the crowd up this time.
Yep, that is a good point, Joey. I appreciate you mentioning that. Yep, special bell time this weekend. And actually for the next few shows, for our January 1st event, as well as I think into March, we'll be getting a special start time of 5 p.m. So anyway, you guys should be able to see the slideshow now. Let me go ahead and get started. That's what I used to use. All right, so let's get this thing going. Ladies and gentlemen, for advertising inquiries with the AIWF Ringside Wrestling, including in live events in the AIWF Roku channel, for only $10 a month, we can get you a 1 to 2 minute read on this show. Very similar for those of you who are into wrestling podcasts, like what Jim Cornette and Brian Last do, or Conrad Thompson does. Be very nice and easy. We'll even help you write the copy if you want. If you don't have experience with that type of thing, we'll give people the links to your website. We'll do everything we can to help you. I've always said that our goal here is to make advertising as affordable as possible, so that if you have a side project that you like to do besides your regular job, like you do graphic design or you do photography or anything like that you do as a side project, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get your information out there. You can go on our Mid-Atlantic Facebook page and see how many people we get every week. And we're also posting these shows over to YouTube, although that hadn't caught as much momentum yet. It is picking up steam. Our episode from last week did. And if I could get you guys, if you're not talking, to mute your microphones, please. I'm getting some feedback. So, live TV, everybody. AIWF20@hotmail.com is the email you can reach out to, or you can reach out to me directly, and we will get you all set up. We will do everything we can to help you out. And hey, if you own a traditional business, like a King's Hot Dogs or something like that, you're more than welcome to reach out to us as well. We'll help you no matter the size and the scope of your business. Again, that email address, AIWF20@hotmail.com. $10 a month. Can't beat it. Best deal in wrestling. And of course, yes, the AIWF Mid-Atlantic. We are now on Instagram. You can search AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. There's not much content up there now, but we do have some exclusive photos we shared there before we were able to share them last week. Some gruesome photos of Sergeant Kevin Stryker and Ty Tyson that was taken after their match, the boot camp match that has now become infamous in the AIWF. So if you'd like to take a look at that, just bear with me. I'm new to Instagram, but I'm trying to head up this project. So we ask for your patience. Mysterious by their absence, Shockwave Wrestling, our friends down in New Bern that run a great promotion down there at the fairgrounds, still have not seen any match announcements from those guys lately. Have you guys heard or seen anything from our friends at Shockwave? I'm seeing heads shaking no.
Still as of nothing, but I'm going to tell you something. As much as you've been talking about them every week after week, when they run a show, I am willing to head up a carpool, and we're going to Shockwave Wrestling.
Man,
I want to sit in the front row with videotape. We're going to have a moment to talk about.
Yeah, you can count me in. I'm always up for a trip.
All right, I'm down.
It's a long drive, but man, it's well worth it. And I'm not just going to go down for wrestling. I'm going to go down there and hang out for a few days. So, but yeah, hopefully, I almost thought of taking this slide down, but I did want the people at Shockwave to know we were still thinking about them. All right, coming up this Saturday, Future Titans of Wrestling present the Massacre Before Christmas is at 1742 Nices Highway in Orangeburg, South Carolina. It does have Impact Wrestling logo on here. Looks like they're going to get started early this weekend as well, as the doors open for this one at 3 o'clock, bell times at 4. Again, Future Titans of Wrestling and the All-Star Wrestling Alliance present Massacre Before Christmas. And again, that's 1742 Nices Highway in Orangeburg, South Carolina. This is also a toy drive. So as you can see here, the admission is $10, but the toys, one unwrapped toy of a $10 value will gain one free admission. So you bring a toy of at least $10 value, it'll get you free into the show. And so that's what they're trying to do to help out kids in need in the Orangeburg area, hometown of Shelton Benjamin. So the wrestling ought to be great. It looks like here on the poster, Wayzone Pro Wrestling, Aftermath Wrestling, Alternative Wrestling Showcase. I've heard of those. And, of course, Future Titans of Wrestling. All toys must be new and unwrapped. So don't bring any mystery boxes in there already wrapped up. They need to see what they're getting. And they'll take care of wrapping them up for the kids. So don't worry about that. You don't have to. All right. Also, Tennessee All Pro Wrestling presents Ugly Christmas Sweater Party. This coming up this Saturday, December the 11th as well at the Victory Center, 5542 Manchester Highway in Morrison, Tennessee. Doors open at 6:30, bell times at 7:30. Very affordable family fun here, as adults are $8 with children 6 to 12, $6, and kids 5 and under get in free. That's our old friends, and I mean old because they've been an affiliate for a long time. Tennessee All Pro Wrestling as they present Ugly Christmas Sweater Party this Saturday night. I love that.
That's awesome. That is just awesome.
Hey, Joey, you should fit in pretty good with that.
Hey, I got a couple of ugly sweaters I can rock up in there. If I didn't have I'll tell you, if I didn't have this weekend in Mount Airy, I'd be up in there.
I'm talking about your suits, man.
Oh, well, yeah, but Kevin, it's not called Ugly Suit Sweater Christmas Party. It's Ugly Christmas Sweater.
Either way, I mean, he could fit in with either one. He can either.
You got to go to some lower federation and work on your jokes before you show up to the ringside next week. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, he can fit in either one. Ugly sweater, ugly suits, or he can go for Toys for Tots and let somebody wrap him up. Let somebody unwrap him. And they'd have a Oompa Loompa from the Wizard of Oz for a Christmas present.
Well, I don't know if Joey's all that short, but okay. What I would tell you, Kevin, to do is visit ComedyZoneCharlotte.com. Look for open mic night and come down here. I know you come down here for shows all the time. Come down here and work on your material a little bit. And
I can do that.
Yeah. But hey, coming from a guy whose only good jokes are some that I stole, Joe Rogan would hate me, but I freely admit that most of my one-liners are stolen. So it's probably not that witty. So I get it. Comedy is hard. All right, check this one out. This was a little further away. This one is in Mitchell, Indiana. It's going to be on January 1st at the historic Emerson Gym in Mitchell, Indiana. And it's Primitive Pro Wrestling. Which always gets me because it sounds like the name of a Baptist church. And again, if you're not talking, could you mute your microphone for me, please? I'm still getting a little feedback. The Honky Honky Tonk Man is going to be teaming up with the mystery partner, and they're going to be going against 2 mystery opponents. A lot of question marks in that.
That's a way to draw the crowd.
Yeah, we got the Honky Tonk Man. I don't know what else is going to happen, but yeah.
No one else shows will use the rest of these guys at the bottom here. Kamala Jr. and Big Jack to fill in.
Yeah, and then I guess Cameron Vance could be the manager on the side, and we always need an angry Russian that's still holding on to the 80s.
Exactly.
Victor Petrov and Pogo, I guess, P-O-G-O. He's certainly a scary looking dude. But
that's that JB smoking butts and more from last time.
Really?
Smoke more butts. Yeah, this is primitive pro wrestling.
Yeah, okay.
You advertised these guys before.
They have got the Honky Tonk Man coming all the way out of Phoenix for this show. So, and I heard Honky make a comment on conversations with Bradshaw and Briscoe this week that he has just recently finished paying for his daughter's education at Texas A&M, and he gave quite the high dollar figure that he had donated to that school to get her through there. So I'm sure Honky's going to be ready to go. And so if you want to book the Honky Tonk Man, now's a good time. See, it's quite the bill to pay with Texas A&M. So, all right. Also, this is from our friends down in Florida, in Cocoa, Florida. It's Reindeer Games presented by ARW. I'm sorry about the quality of this poster, but it's the best one I could find. I know it's a little grainy. It's do not adjust your monitors, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way I pulled it off the internet. Jerry Swirls versus Dirty Dango versus T.O. Piper versus Shannon Moore. Anything goes. ARW Rapid Fire Championship. Looks like this is going to be an intergender match. It comes your way Sunday, December 19th at the Space Coast Convention Center, 301 Tucker Lane in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Well, it doesn't say Cocoa Beach, but I just like to say that. I dream of Jeannie, anyway, boy, I'm really showing my age. VIP doors open at 4:30, general admission at 5, and the main show starts at 5:30 p.m. This will be a taping for their program on Fight at Sunday, December 9th, as ARW presents Reindeer Games. So Shannon Moore, no Dirty Dango, heard of Jerry Swirls. Teal Piper, is that Roddy Piper's daughter, maybe?
Could be.
It could be.
She's wearing flannel.
She's wearing flannel, yeah. All right, so moving right along. Okay, as we discussed earlier, AIWF Wrestling, Mid-Atlantic Wrestling presents Breaking Christmas Balls this Saturday, December 11th, at our home base in Veterans Park in Mount Airy. Tickets are $8 for ringside. That's on the floor. $6 for general admission. Doors open at 4 p.m. Bell time. Remember, folks, special bell time 5 p.m. For this program this weekend, this Saturday night. And check out some of this awesome artwork we've got going on that has been appearing on the AIWF Mid-Atlantic page. I don't know who's responsible for this, but it's pretty awesome. Caden Pierre will be there. Also, Ty Tyson. We don't know what condition. We know that he did not have any permanent sight damage, but that's as far as it goes with knowing about what his condition is. Jason Kincaid will return. If you'll remember, he won the big Survivor Series elimination match at our last show. So it's fantastic to see Jason back. Jack will be there. Now, here's a dangerous man. He's got the radio going in this picture, but a man that's trained in all forms of combat sports, MMA, boxing. The man has done it all. And so he is a very good wrestler too. So we're looking forward to Jack being with us again on December 11th. And we do have some match announcements coming up, and we know a match that Jack's going to be involved in. Dirty Joe will be with us as well. Everybody, vastly popular Dirty Joe. And of course, Jeff Paul is coming back. I don't know his partner's name, but collectively they're known as Paul Parazzi. They're coming here Saturday, December 11th. And as popular as Jeff is with the fans in Mount Airy, I'm sure this tag team is just going to be beloved by our fans at Veterans Park.
I'm going to have to sneak out the ringside and see if I can watch that match. That looks like that's going to be a good one.
We will find out. Definitely. Bell time again, 5 p.m. this Saturday night in Mount Airy. Oh, boy, Sin Crowley, one of our old favorites, is going to be with us this weekend. Sin has been, he moves all around the Carolinas and Virginia. And so we're glad he is able to join us again this week. And of course, the AIWF Mid-Atlantic champion himself, Mickey Fulp, will be back in action. And here we go. Here's some match announcements for us. And we knew about this one last week. This was the first match announced, and well worth the price of admission all on its own. It is Caden Pierre taking on Jason Kincaid this Saturday night. That's going to be fantastic. Here's a couple of guys, and we'll start into our analysis now a little bit. Guys, Caden Pierre, almost a cruiserweight champion for almost 2 years. We have not seen Jason Kincaid that much recently, but certainly glad to have him back. But here's a couple of guys, very similar size, very similar skill sets, although Jason's a little bit more of a brawler than Caden, but this should be a fantastic match.
Definitely looks like a great matchup. Two guys equally sized. We'll see. Maybe Jason Kincaid, since he's been away, maybe he's added to his repertoire of wrestling is even better than before.
Yeah, Kevin Stryker, you remember when Jason was with us before? You saw a little bit of that match that he had, the elimination match at our last event. Would you say that Joey's kind of hitting right on point there? Do you see where Jason, since he's been away, has improved? He certainly got more experience, and he was the last man standing. So,
yeah, I mean, it's been several years up until here recently when he was there on November the 20th. It's been several years since he's been with us, and I've noticed a dramatic difference in his repertoire of wrestling and stuff that he's got going on. And I know that he's also been heavily looked at by some of the major scouts of the upper echelons of the business, so to speak.
Yeah, so hey, who knows? Jason Kincaid might be that next guy that you see on national television. So get it while he's here with us locally, and you can sit 5 feet away from the ring for under $10. Don't miss your opportunity to see him. And now, so Jamal the Titan came on here last week, refused to turn on his camera, even though it's a TV show, but that's all right. He made a challenge to Benny Conley for a rematch for the television championship. That challenge has been accepted. Best 2 out of 3 falls coming up this Saturday night. Benny Conley against Jamal the Titan. Like Jamal said, and I'll let you guys discuss this, but he said in the first match that he thought Reggie Cassidy made a fast count. Now, I was there. It was a deal with the steel. I don't think the count was fast, but I think that it was really close. Like going back and looking at that tape, his shoulder came off the mat almost the exact same time that Reggie counted 3. It was close. It was really close, and it's really hard to tell. Now, that second match, Kevin Stryker, you told him last week, and I think you were accurate. He was distracted by James Anthony sending a videotape that got played in the middle of the match on the big screen. He was distracted by that, and that caused him to lose that match. Benny Conley just took advantage of a good situation. So I think Jamal's hot temper worked against him in that second match, but this time there should be no doubt 2 out of 3 falls for the television championship.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still stand by what I said. I mean, I can't dispute or agree with the fact of a inverted 3 count with Reggie Cassidy in the first one. But just like I told Jamal, anytime you're in that ring, you cannot allow yourself to be distracted and take your focus off of the person you're in the ring. Did I get distracted by Diamond Dave? I did. But as the military teaches, you always keep your head on a swivel. That was the reason why I was able to telegraph what I was getting ready to do, and I hit him with the shock and awe. But I can tell you one thing right now, that I still give the edge to Benny Conley, but at the same time, I feel like Jamal's coming in with a big chip on his shoulder, and he's going to have something to prove. And if I was Benny Conley, he needs to be the one to keep his head on the swivel this go around and to make sure that his mind stays focused on that match.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jamal's going to be coming here really angry. And if you guys, and I'm going to date myself again, but it's not like really that many young people watch Facebook anyway. But you remember the old video game, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?
Yes.
Yes.
Remember the key to that was surviving the first 90 seconds.
Yes.
If you could get through the first 90 seconds, you had a sporting chance. And I think if Benny Conley can get through that initial, the angry Jamal's going to be coming right after him. If he can survive that and take this, into a 15, 20, 30-minute match, he may have the advantage. But, Benny Conley is no cruiserweight either.
Yeah.
And Jamal is strong and Benny is really strong. So I don't know who I'd give the advantage to from like a conditioning standpoint. I mean, really, it's like we talked about in our first match with Caden Pierre and Jason Kincaid. It's kind of like, it's kind of evenly matched, as far as size and strength go.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, to add a little bit of what I was speaking on about Jamal coming in with a chip on his shoulder and everything else like that, he also needs to be careful, because if Benny Conley does decide to sorry guys, I'm in my truck and my lights cut out, so I cranked it back up. That's the thing. And I've got to go in here and do some Christmas shopping, so this is going to be cut short for me. Okay. But Jamal, he does not need to go to the ring angry, because if he goes to the ring angry, his adrenaline is going to be pumped and he's going to expend a lot of his energy within that first 90 seconds. And if he don't get nothing done in that first 90 seconds, then the heavy advantage goes to Benny Conley.
Right. Joey Nuggs, you've been around the business a long time. I mean, how do you break it down between these two?
Honestly, I think Kevin Clark, I tell you, my friend, Mr. Stryker, you hit it right on the head. He has to come in there focused like a camera, like a Polaroid camera. He needs to be focused, not thinking about the past. And that first match, hey, I wasn't there to see it. The second one, hey, the Trinitron come on. If you're going to be pulled away because of that, you really do need to focus a little more on your craft. And now, nothing personal against Jamal the Titan. I offered my services to him, and he turned them down. And he thought I was going to call him back the second time. I don't chase wrestlers. That's the God's honest truth. I never had to. If you got to chase money, it ain't good money. My mother always taught me that when I was a kid. Yeah. The truth, but he does need to go in there. He needs to he's right. Get the chip off your shoulder, come in there focused, and he could walk away with that television title. And I'm going to tell you, that would be a feather in his hat, especially now the network is looking for quality wrestling to put on there. And I would tell you, that's going to be the shine that's going to get a lot of wrestlers noticed out there in the big time.
Exactly.
Yep. So, hopefully we will see the network and the Roku channel continue to grow, but we'll bring you all the action we got here. Now, this was just announced today. This, and Joey Nuggs, I don't know if you got the scoop before I did, but man, when this popped up on my feed today, I just, totally, to use a little inside wrestling lingo, it's not really inside anymore, but I marked out pretty freaking hard when I saw this. And this is going to be a very, very interesting match. Jack is going to team with Ty Tyson, and he's going to go up against Mickey, and they're going to go up against the team of Mickey Fulp and Sin Crowley. Now, I know that Mickey and Sin Crowley have a history, and Ty has a history with Mickey and Sin. Jack is a wild card in this one because he's a relative newcomer. I don't know outside Mid-Atlantic if these four have been in the ring together in other federations. No idea. But I know that this match is going to be a first time for the Mid-Atlantic area, and it happens this Saturday night, December the 11th, bell time 5 p.m. Jack and Ty Tyson against Mickey Fulp and Sin Crowley. Goodness sakes, fellas. I'm telling you,
That is going to be one.
Caption, will the ring be able to hold this one? I doubt it.
I don't know.
This is going to be a great match. It really is. Not to cut anybody off. This is going to be a great match. This would be a main event in any building across the country. I said it before and I'll say it again. I mean, you got Mickey Fulp and Sin Crowley together. Man, that's a team that's going to be a great together. Ty Tyson, you got him out there, the veteran of the ring. And like you said, Jack is the wild card in this, but he's also come in there. He's a trained MMA specialist. He calls himself, his moniker is the god of combat sports. I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't go against a god in Ty Tyson in the ring. So we'll see how it pans out against anybody.
The only thing is, you know, with these tag team matches, there's always that element of, I don't want to say discombobulation is not the word I'm looking for. You know, when you put a new tag team together, and I don't think Jack and Ty Tyson have ever teamed together. Not to say that Mickey Fulp and Sin Crowley are the freaking Rock and Roll Express by any stretch of the imagination, you know, but they've teamed up before. So as far as tag team experience, you got to give the edge to Mickey and Sin. Although, on the other hand, do they team up enough that it really makes a difference? You know, I don't think so. Really, they're both known as singles wrestlers. So you got that element of weirdness, and that, you know, when you see, you know what I'm talking about. You guys grew up in an era.
Yeah, definitely. You don't know if they can work as a cohesive unit together or not. It's the timing. It's the timing of wrestlers. I mean, many tag teams work for years to get that timing down. That they know each other, what they're each other are thinking, and he's going to turn. When he turns, I know he's going to be right here, and he's got my back no matter what. Now, you don't know what it's going to be like when you put four guys that's never worked together together as tag teams. This is going to be a wild match to see. I love tag team wrestling. There's more to see. It's fast paced, tagging in and out. Oh man, crowd loves that. You want to talk about getting a good crowd hot? Tag team matches, how to do it.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it will definitely be a blockbuster event, and like Joey said, a main event in just about any arena across the United States. But Matt, you said it best yourself that Mickey and Sin's no Rock and Roll Express, and Ty and Jack ain't no Midnight Express. Mm-hmm. So yes, Mickey and Sin has tagged before, but it's only been one time. So you might as well make that a null and muted point right there, because really and honestly, just like Joey said, if you're not tagging all the time and taking years to get that chemistry together, then basically at some point in time, it could just turn into a big Charlie Foxtrot if anybody knows their military phonetic alphabets.
Charlie Foxtrot. I know Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Charlie Foxtrot. Okay.
Charlie Foxtrot. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to turn into that, but you never know. It, like you said, Mickey and Sin have history. Ty and Mickey have history. Ty and Sin have history. Jack is the wild card. So, I mean, you just never know what could and would be a blockbuster and the star-studded tag team event could possibly turn into a big four-way brawl. You just never know.
You got to watch these MMA guys too, man, because you saw I think the best example for a mainstream audience would be, think about when Brock Lesnar left the WWE in 2002, and then he came back after trying his luck in the NFL, which didn't work out for one reason or another. Then he went to UFC, became the heavyweight champion there, and learned a whole new skill set. And when he came back to wrestling, if I remember right, the first match he had when he came back to wrestling, he grabbed Triple H in a Kimura and broke his arm.
Yeah.
So, you got to watch these MMA guys, man. They come in here and you throw a wild punch or step the wrong way or something like that. And next thing you know, you can be on your belly in some kind of submission hold. And you either have to tap out or you get your arm broke. There's no going in between. So, that's why I continue to say Jack is a wild card. Because these MMA guys, you guys have all seen UFC. Joey Nuggs, I know you cover it.
Oh, I love it.
I
host watch parties.
Yeah, so that MMA fighters are dangerous, man. They really are.
Best of all worlds when it comes to fighting. But also about that tag team, you might not be thinking about. I'm going to be out there. Mickey Fulp, he's got his hands tied up with that heavyweight title, but I don't think Jax or right now he doesn't have any gold under his title, and neither does Ty Tyson. So they might be a tag team you look for at the future together. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. They can make
or the other way around. Who knows? Yep. Mickey Fulp and Sin Crowley might be the tag team champions of the future. Who knows? See how they work together. I love tag teams.
Oh yeah.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You get paid twice when you manage tag teams.
Okay. Hey, does anybody want to guess what this is a picture of?
It looks like Rick Diesel on vacation.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like he's sitting on an airplane in a first class seat, right?
Yes, sir.
You'd be wrong. He's actually in a recliner getting a manicure in this photo.
Oh, yes, boss man.
I remember that.
Yeah, this popped up on my feed a few weeks ago, and somebody was asking me if Rick Diesel is still with the AIWF. I can assure you he is. He just works in a behind-the-scenes role, but this picture popped up on social media a few weeks ago. I've actually had it on the slideshow for about 3 weeks, but this is the first chance we've had to get to it. So I thought it'd be fun to share that with everybody. So, yeah, Commissioner Rick Diesel is well and good and still with us, still cutting up, carrying on, and doing what Rick Diesel does. And you can see, if you can catch him, he's at the shows, but he is the commissioner for, you got to understand, not just the Mid-Atlantic, but the entire AIWF territory system. So he stays quite busy and is on the phone, running around, trying to make sure all the merchandise is stocked and the food truck's stocked and all that kind of stuff. So if he can't sign you an autograph right away, just wait. He'll eventually stop at some point to catch his breath, and then you can get one. So,
hey, fellas, I hate to cut y'all short and leave y'all hanging these last few minutes, but I gotta get inside here. I got an angry woman waiting on me, so do a little bit of shopping.
This woman?
Pro tip, my friend, Amazon Prime can help you with these problems around the holiday season.
Yes, I know. I put that out there, but to no avail because she's an employee of Walmart and she gets like a 30% discount. So, yeah, can't beat that.
Wow, no, you can't. No, you can't. So, well,
y'all fellas, y'all have a good night. I trust and know that the show will be just as good without me as it is with me. No pun intended. Actually, pun intended, yeah. But y'all fellas have a good night and a great show, and hopefully I will see y'all out there Saturday night.
All right. Don't break the bank with the Christmas shopping.
Try not to.
All right.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Kevin Stryker. So Kevin Stryker joining us, and that's a good example of what can happen, folks, especially for you wrestlers out there. If you want to come on here and get yourself over, so to speak, and talk to us. You don't have to come on for the whole hour. Believe me, I'm a very experienced talker. I'm not in the Hall of Fame for no reason. Joey Nuggs is a very experienced talker. We could fill up an hour talking about the do's and do not do's of cotton candy maker safety. So, so don't worry about that. You don't have to be able to come up here and fill up a bunch of time. We can definitely help you with that, but you certainly are welcome to jump in. You can only be on for 5 or 10 minutes. We welcome that. We're glad to have you. And Joey, I was on the receiving end. That doesn't sound right. Maybe I need to call down the Comedy Zone and work on my material. But I have an exclusive video that was sent to us by the AIWF offices who have been really, really supportive of this program since we first started kicking the idea around last spring about doing this show. And they have sent us an exclusive video. This is taken raw video from the ringside camera in Mount Airy this past Saturday night. I don't want to spoil the surprise for you. I'm going to try to find it here. But I think this is a video that you guys would really like, let me see. Again, I struggle with the Zoom controls. Joey, I've got to get another monitor. I just can't keep putting it off. All right, so you might be able to tell what's going to happen when you see the title here, but here is some exclusive video from our last show in Mount Airy. Wait a minute. I got to make sure that I'm sharing sound and everything. Sorry, folks, technical difficulties. But if you've been an AIWF wrestling fan for many years, you know that that's kind of what we do. All right, so let me see if I can get it to roll. Take a look.
On becoming the inaugural AIWF Women's Champion. What does this accomplishment mean to you?
Well, this is huge for me, but it's especially huge for this place. Because in all the history, there's never been a women's championship. So I feel honored.
Yeah, give her a round of applause. Well, that's all we can say about that. Congratulations, young lady. Big things for you in the future. Casey Fox, ladies and gentlemen, your AIWF Mid-Atlantic Women's Champion.
A couple of things there that I think are kind of interesting, Joey Nuggs, is number one, I've never seen referee Tim Stone hold on to a wrestler's wrist while raising their arm in victory as long as he did that night. Number two, I've never seen Jonathan Darwin shake any wrestler's hand that he ever interviewed. And so, and let's be honest, Casey's probably one of the easier on the eye wrestlers that has come through the AIWF Mid-Atlantic, but I did think that was funny when I saw that video initially. Jonathan almost looked a little bit starstruck by Casey Fox. And I get it. She's a big TV star now, showing up on the Righteous Gemstones and no telling what's coming up down the line. But Jasmine Hayo was not very sportsmanlike, but really, who can blame her? She was trying to be the answer to a trivia question for forever and ever, and kind of came up on the short end of the stick with that match with Casey. But interesting to finally see exactly how Casey got the job done a few weeks ago in Mount Airy.
Yeah, that was awesome. Definitely. It was great to see. She's the first ever AIWF Mid-Atlantic Women's Champion. I mean, I don't know how long she's going to hold it. She might be the longest running champion, or she might lose it quickly. Who knows? You could tell that I mean, she might not she didn't shake her hand. She kind of kicked it away, but she took that match short notice, on the spot. So she didn't have time to prepare for that match, I'm sure. So as the challenger, she should get a rematch, I would think. And if she does, who knows what's the future for Casey Fox with that belt?
Yeah, I also think
She's
that
got she's got a big target on her back.
Yeah, and I think that part of what we're gonna be seeing too is, you know, Ella Envy had to miss that match because of her. You know, she wrestles all over the, you know, Carolinas and Virginia as well. And she missed that match because she got a concussion the week before. Now, Ella Envy and Casey Fox go a long way back. You know, they got history with other organizations. First one that comes to mind is PGWA, which Casey Fox is also the champion of right now. And they know each other very well. That's what made the match so exciting. But then Ella Envy, you know, she gets sidelined with a concussion. She can't make it. And so now Casey's champion, but I don't think Ella Envy is going anywhere. Joey, I don't know if you've met Ella Envy before, but she is very, very, very pompous and arrogant and full of herself. Not to say that she can't back it up in the ring, but I don't think she's going to go away is what I'm getting at.
Okay, so definitely. So we might be looking at her first title defense might be the first match it was actually supposed to be seen.
Yeah,
that could be a big thing.
Yeah, that's what I think is probably going to happen as soon as Ella gets her head mended, because she's not. I'm telling you, Ella Envy, for all that she is a very smart wrestler, and she's not going to do anything that, you know, she's not the one who's going to come back too early from injury and risk, you know, blowing out a knee or especially a head injury and doing more damage to herself. So, you know, definitely Ella Envy is, you know, I'm sure she's got her eyes on this, so we will definitely have to see what happens. But again, you know, we talked about it earlier, folks. This weekend is the big one. It's called Breaking Christmas Balls. It's going to be taking place this Saturday night in Mount Airy at Veterans Park. That looks like poor Madison is having all kinds of trouble getting online. She must have a shaky signal. So sorry, Madison, but you can always go back and watch this on Facebook. But yeah, but again, it's Breaking Christmas Balls. It comes your way this Saturday night, 5 p.m. at Veterans Park in Mount Airy. Again, it's special bell time, 5 p.m. It's brought to us by our friends at King's Hot Dogs. And again, the announcements for matches we have so far is former Cruiserweight champion Caden Pierre will be taking on wily veteran of the Ring Wars, Jason Kincaid, and rumor mills circulating that he might be headed for a big TV deal. So this may be our last chance to catch him up close and personal. Jamal the Titan came on here last week and challenged Benny Conley for the television title. He said he wanted 2 out of 3 falls match. That match is going to happen this Saturday night, December the 11th at Veterans Park again. Special bell time for this event, 5 p.m. Ticket prices are the same as always, $8 ringside, $6 general admission. And this one that has really gotten all of our attention, Joey Nuggs. Oh, yeah. Jack and Ty Tyson going to team up for the first time to go up against a team that hadn't teamed up that much either. Mickey Fulp and Sin Crowley. Man, that's going to be a good one.
I'm looking forward to that match. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know really what more analysis I can give other than that. I mean, we just look forward to seeing everybody this weekend, and it's a big weekend, as you saw in the announcements at the beginning of the program, around the AIWF territories. And certainly one thing that I have become aware of over the past week is, you know, it's been announced that Kevin Phoenix is the executive producer of the AIWF Network, whatever that is. And I don't know if he heads up the Roku channel or what, but the night that Ty Tyson got burned by Smiling Diamond Dave, Kevin Phoenix was out there and he looked really upset with Dave. But then these comments come out that, oh, well, if it's good for ratings, it's okay with me. You know, this is about ratings. This is about ratings. And that sounds like so 90s, because we really don't do things on the independent circuit as far as ratings goes. We don't have linear TV that much. I don't know of any indies right now that have it, at least not in North Carolina. But I wonder why it's change of heart, and I wonder what's going on there, because here we have, you know, somebody using fire on another wrestler and could possibly have blinded them, which is a horrible thing. But then to turn around and say, "Oh no, it's okay for ratings," it's a weird flip for Kevin Phoenix, and
he's walking on the razor's edge and hoping not to fall into the alcohol bath. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, you go from being a what is it? He was the world champion, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and now he's brought and put into a position of executive producer over the network, which is the Roku channel, which I mean, Roku goes all over the world. I mean, people have that. I mean, that's a opportunity. If you use it correctly, it could be a big, huge notoriety for any wrestler.
Yeah, well,
not only in the Mid-Atlantic, but anywhere in AIWF. So they're pushing for footage to try to fill up that network to try to get popularity.
Yeah, and I wish I could help out more with that. If you could spend, because it hadn't been updated lately. I mean, some of you guys, and I know I'm not trying to put the bad mouth on the Roku channel, man. It's got some great stuff on there from 17, 18, and 19. It's even got seasons beatings from 2006 on there. So you can see guys like Creeping Death. We used to call him Lurch. I can't remember what his gimmick name was at the time.
I remember Lurch. He was huge.
Yes, he was. He's on that card. I do the play-by-play, and that showed him.
That was during the same era with Pestilence and.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I remember all those guys. They were a whole clique.
Yeah, they were. We called them the Myrtle Beach Gang, and
the
only one still down there, I think, is Stevie, and he wasn't Pestilence. Pestilence was Frodo. Stevie was it was Death, War. Lurch was War, and what are the other ones? Pestilence, that was Frodo, and then Stevie was.
Been so many years, God.
Oh God, I can't remember either.
How many years are we talking? Over 20 years ago.
Yeah. But believe it or not, Stevie is still down in Myrtle Beach. I'm gonna be headed down there. Maybe get in touch with him. He's become quite the outdoorsman now since he's hung up his wrestling boots. So you could easily, if you're messing around hunting, fishing in the swamps of South Carolina, run into him. So. But that's just it's a crazy tournament. He's still the same crazy guy though, and I bet you if you told him you wanted to book him, those wrestling boots would get dusted off, and he'd be back in the ring in no time. But all that, he was a high flyer, and so I don't know. He probably wants to take it easy on his body now. We're all getting older, but yeah. So that show's on there. I want to see great things from the Roku channel. It just it takes time to edit these shows and get them on there. That's for sure.
Definitely. But who knows? We don't know everything that might be going on. So, I mean, that's sitting on the edge of the seat trying to find out what's going next.
Exactly right. So anyway, folks, I don't know if any of our people sitting in the waiting room or anything would like to jump in the conversation, but we're about 10 minutes before the top of the hour. You used to try to cut it off about 8 o'clock, but we might go home a few minutes early tonight. Joey, unless have you got any announcements, anything that you can share with us about how your progress is going in recruiting talent in the Mid-Atlantic? I know you probably don't want to share but so much, but what can you tell us?
I can tell you there's some great talent out in the Mid-Atlantic, and I can tell you there's some great talent elsewhere too.
Okay, well, now see, folks, on the surface, that sounds like a real political answer, but sometimes you gotta, like they told me in government class, when it comes to politicians, you have to listen to what they don't say and how they say it. So that definitely sounds like good vibes to me. So I would not be surprised if sometime probably it won't even take this long, but I would say sometime within the next month, Joey Nuggs walks out to the set with us at a live event and has a big announcement. So. But I'm not going to ask you to elaborate anymore, Joey. I know it's tricky navigating the wrestling wars. So
my father always told me, son, you don't tell your right hand what your left hand's going to do.
Okay. Well, you know, but I've also heard one hand washes the other. So, which
Yeah, but sometimes one hand isn't there for the other.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just have to wait and see how things shake out. Mysterious by his absence 2 weeks in a row now, Smiling Diamond Dave, who is responsible for the fireball. Has he been suspended? Has he been fired? I don't know. I sent him the link. You know, I sent him the link. He gave me a thumbs up. So he's not giving me any indication to think that, you know, anything is wrong on the job front. But it is weird.
Maybe he's preparing for the big event coming up.
It could be. It could be. Or, you know, or maybe, you know, Commissioner Rick Diesel has brought down the hammer. I know he wasn't too happy about the fire and everything, but yeah, I don't know. We got more questions than we do answers, which is a good problem to have in the wrestling world. So, you know, all I can tell you is, fans, come out this Saturday night to Veterans Park again. Doors open at 4 p.m. Bell time's at 5. Can't emphasize that enough. I don't want you showing up at 7:30 and we'd be almost done. You know, so it's because, you know, the climate control inside the grandstand at Veterans Park. And, you know, we don't want to keep you out too much past dark, because it does get really cold this time of year. Although I think it's supposed to be pretty warm Saturday. But still, it gets dark early, and we know it's getting closer to the holidays, and you've got all kinds of commitments and stuff heading into Christmas and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, but again, special bell time at 5 p.m. And Joey, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Do you have anything that you'd like to add as we head to the house for tonight?
No, don't forget, besides it being uploaded here on, you can replay this here on Facebook. You could also replay it as well. We have a channel on YouTube.
Yep, we certainly do. And so we'll try to have that up either late tonight or tomorrow. You know, provided any technical difficulties you run into, it'll be up on YouTube. It's AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Channel. That's what you look for on YouTube. And again, our Instagram, AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. And of course, you can see us right here on Facebook Live every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. But we hope to see you at the live event. Remember, folks, even if you're not coming to our event, any indie wrestling event that's anywhere close to you at this time of year, especially. But remember, you know, it's not like, you know, we talk about WWE and AEW. Their main income revenue stream is merch and TV deals, right? Independents don't have that. Independents operate just like the territory systems back in the old days. It's a live event business. So if you enjoy that, maybe across this country or around the whole entire planet, but get out and support your local indie promotions. The indie wrestlers really appreciate it. They need your help. Every ticket you buy, man, is a tank of gas for somebody and a hot dog to get them on to the next show. So I certainly want to invite you to get out and support indie wrestling this weekend. All right. Well, fans, again, we will see you this Saturday for AIWF Breaking Christmas Balls at Veterans Park in Mount Airy. And then we will see you right back here on Facebook Live and on Zoom next Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. For Kevin, Stryker, Joey Nuggs, any last thoughts?
See ya.
All right, then. Until next time, so long for now.